Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. My name is Mike. You can catch me on Twitch. It's still NFAC, that's one word, and on YouTube at Not Fooling Around Crew. That's two words. This is a live show. Today we're doing some experimenting. Was talking with Cool Kilo at the Not Fooling Around Crew Discord server. There's a link to that in my bio. And we were discussing tuning a specific car and settings for all-wheel drive versus rear-wheel drive, and it came up at what point does it make a difference if you're using an all-wheel drive but you're setting your center balance all the way towards the rear. Where does it actually become rear-wheel drive? So that is what we're going to try and find out today. We're going to compare some all-wheel drive car versus the same car rear-wheel drive center balance pushed to 90. So that's where we're going to start at, see where this leads us. My GPU is very high. We may have to adjust that. We're running at like 96 right now. So anyways, let's hope that we have no issues and let's get into it. I hear nothing. I hear nothing. All right, there we go. I can hear something now. All right, so what I want to do, I want to pick a brand new car, a brand new one. Let's donate a car and let's grab a car from the car pass. Today's Wednesday. Did I claim the last car? I sure did. Tomorrow is an RS3 sedan. Okay, so let's just pick a car from the garage then. I'm gonna close my eyes and then stop right there. No, anything but that. That's terrible. I'm not doing that one. I refuse. This is live and we're not doing it. I'm not doing it. I freaking fuse. But look what we landed right next to that. So funny enough, the Z4 Roadster was the car we were talking about. Is that weird? That's weird. But instead of doing that, man, that would be kind of useful, wouldn't it? Okay, but what we're gonna do, I've actually never driven this and this one looks super cool. So this is what we're gonna do. It's rear-wheel drive. I might change it to all-wheel drive, like if I was building this car anyways. This was like a super cool car, so this is the car we're gonna use. This is the 2016 BMW M4 GTS. Let's jump in it, give it a spin, give it a drive. Oof. Are you seeing this thing? God, I am excited. This car is sick. That's my alert telling me I'm live. I know. I'm aware. All right, so this is a bad. She's a bad mamma jamma. Oof. Fudge, I say. Dang, man, I could just look at this car all day. Holy crap, that is awesome. But that's not what we're gonna do. We're gonna get into somebody. First thing we're gonna do. All right, so here's the premise. The premise is when you're building a tune, right, you can go either rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. So at what point would it be better to stick with rear-wheel drive? Okay, so if you're switching to all-wheel drive, right, and you're having turn-in issues, so you go ahead and you set your, you're having like, yeah, turn-in issues or over understeer, something like that, and you set your center balance to 80, or you set your center balance to 70, or you set your center balance to 85, or you go full crazy and you set it at 99. Where is the what is it worth it still at that point? Say we're calling it 90, so we're going to set our center balance at 90. We're going to change to all-wheel drive, set it to some 90. But at that point, is it better off just going with rear-wheel drive? That's what we want to find out today. So let's take this car for a drive. Are you freaking serious? Rude. Just rude. All right, so let's see. First thing I want to do is just check this car out. It is super cool, right? Oof. Nice. All right, cool. So I'm gonna actually take it to a track that I'm super familiar with, one that I do many laps on. We're gonna go to Horizon Mexico Circuit. Shocker, I know. If you're a fan of this, even if you're not a fan of the show, if you watch the show at all, you've probably seen me do 14,683 laps here at Horizon Mexico Circuit, and we're about to make it 14,684. So funny enough, this is how often I do this. Check this out. I have 6 laps, all cars, no driver tars. 10 laps, all cars, no driver tars. 4 laps, no driver tars. In the rain, 3 laps, no driver tars, all the cars. So that's just how often I'm here. I made these, it's literally for testing, 3, 4, 6, and 10 lappers. So we're gonna grab the 3 lapper. We're gonna put some laps down. And so this is bone stock 2016 M4 GTS bone stock. What we're going to try and focus on, we want to look at like lap time. We want to look at lap time, and then we're going to switch it to all-wheel drive, and I'm going to set the center balance to 90. We're going to run some laps again and see what we can figure out from that, see what adjustments need to be made. Maybe we're going to have to use some more cars. I don't know what's going to happen. This is the Forza Experiment, and it's live. Anybody would like to take some guesses? What you think will be faster lap times? Faster lap times in the all-wheel drive version or the rear-wheel drive version? Oh my god, look at that. It's beautiful. That just took that turn beautifully. That was beautiful. I didn't have to work that at all. And that's what you get with a rear-wheel drive. That's what rear-wheel drive brings to the table. Them sweeping turns are just awesome when you're using rear-wheel drive. Hey, what's up, G? Welcome to the show. Stream looks good, right? I know. It does. I got the green screen right here. I know you can't see it, but yeah, man, got it set up. How does the mic sound? Is it nice and warm? Is it too hot? Hey, Abraham, what's up, man? Welcome back to the show. Appreciate you coming back by. You guys want to take any guesses? By the way, I changed the latency on the stream to try and see if I could get it to so that when I talk, you guys can respond faster. So I tried to change that. What do you guys have a guess? Do you think, because the only thing I'm going to change, I'm just going to swap in an all-wheel drive. Do you think the car will put up faster laps all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive? I'm not going to upgrade anything. The only thing I'm going to change is all-wheel drive and then the center balance on the all-wheel drive. Crap, I lost it there. Maybe I should put in more than 3 laps. But yeah, I also tried to change the latency so I could talk to you guys faster. I don't know if it's working or not, but how does the microphone sound? Is it hot? Is it distorted? Are we good? All right, lap number dos. So this is an essentially, it's almost an A800 car, right? I mean, it's barely 814, I think we're sitting at, so we need to focus and get a couple good laps down. We should be running, I mean, respectable number. Gotcha. So I can probably lower that then. I'm gonna have to do that. Hey, I'm good. Thanks for asking. How are you doing today? Let me fix the microphone right now because I'm gonna be getting all up in my microphone's business. All right, I brought it down 2 decibels, 2.2 decibels. Hopefully that's better. Appreciate the feedback on the microphone. I love Mexico Circuit at night, the way it's got the fireworks going off. If you've never really like looked at the tracks during the day and then came back and rode the tracks at night, you may not realize how different they really went all out in changing the scenery from like you go from morning to noon to afternoon to evening and then night. It's all different. It's really cool. They did some great, brilliant things here. They also did some dumb things, but I'm pretty happy overall. I mean, here it is 7 months later, we're still playing the game, right? I mean, religiously. I play the game all the time. It's this and Elden Ring for me. But I am good, Abraham. Thank you for asking. So that 108 lap time is like an average good... not even good. It's like an average lap time at 800. I'm thinking I might need to put a few more laps in. To really... Okay, that's a little better. 107.7. Not much better. At this performance index, we should be running slightly better than 107. What we'll do... I'm gonna run back and do 4 more. We'll I'll do 6 more, and then we'll do 10 all-wheel drive. That's a good baseline. That's a good baseline. We're gonna jump back into to Mexico Circuit. We're gonna do 6 more laps just like that, and then I'm gonna do 10 after changing it out. So basically what I want to get is I need to get a good baseline for how the car performs in rear-wheel drive, and you really can't get that in 3 laps. It was unrealistic to jump into only a 3-lapper, so I should have jumped into a 10 off rip. But here we go. We're gonna jump back into Mexico Circuit. Right now my best lap time is a 107.7. We want to consistently see it running like, okay, I ran a 107.8, 107.7, 107.6 like 4 or 5 times. That's what we want to see. We want to see a good consistent number. That's what we're searching for here. And then we're going to switch to an all-wheel drive version. Same car, no upgrades. We're going to swap to an all-wheel drive drivetrain, and we're going to put the center balance towards 90%. So what that means, if you're unfamiliar with center balance, so when you're rear-wheel drive, your rear wheels drive the car, yeah? And then when you're all-wheel drive, all the wheels drive the car. They all spin with power. And then your center balance is the balance between the ratio of power to the front and to the rear. So how much power goes, like, is it 50-50 power to the front and the rear, 40% to the front, 60% to the rear? Well, we're going to make it so 10% of the power goes to the front, 90% goes to the rear in an all-wheel drive setup. So it's essentially going to be almost performing the same way a rear-wheel drive would work. So that is the question. Because, so here's the thing, when you go from rear-wheel drive to all-wheel drive, it's a lot of weight. You add a lot of weight. So the question is, do I play with a wheel or a keyboard? And that's a good question. I am playing with a controller right now. Oops. I'm playing with a controller right now, but I also have a wheel. I have 2 wheels. I have a G923 for my Xbox, and I have a G29, both by Logitech, basically the same wheel, for my PlayStation. And I could hook up either one of those to the PC, but I have not. Thanks, man. I tried to set it up today. I even shaved. I shaved today. I went to work. I did everything I had to do for work this morning, and then I came back. Well, I shaved last night because I was looking like a straight bum last night in the stream. I noticed that my hairs were getting all over the place, so I went and I shaved last night. So I appreciate that. I think the stream is set up really nice, right? It looks good. I'm really happy with the setup. Thank you. All right, so we're 110 first lap. That's pretty good. That's a little bit better. I must be getting used to the car. Let me see if I can take this track. You know what we'll do, just so it's not just me doing laps? I'm going to talk a little bit about this track. So this is Horizon Mexico Circuit, and we're coming into turn 1. Turn 1 is a sweeping turn, a long sweeping turn to the right here. And the best way to hit it is just like I'm hitting it, right on the edge of, man, that was perfect. I mean, I really nailed that. And then that's a second turn, turn 2 right there. Turn 3, we're coming back turn 4 right here. And then we're going to come up on a double apex, turn 5. I don't know if that's turn 5, turn 6, but you'll see it right here. We're going to double apex, turn 5, and it's actually 1 turn. Maybe it counts as 2 because there's the second apex, turn 6, and I'm pretty much nailing that. Let's see where I live. So you live in Pakistan. What time is it in Pakistan? I'll be 100% real with you right here. I am awful at geography. I have no idea where Pakistan is. I mean, I think, so this is gonna sound terrible, right? I think it's in the Middle East, I think, but I don't know. I really don't know anything about geography. That was my worst subject. I know nothing about geography. Nothing. People ask me questions like all the time. Like, I was talking to this dude the other day, and he's like, "Oh, I live in Sweden." I'm like, I have no idea where that is. I have no idea. I mean, I know it's not on this side of the water. It's over there. But yeah, I know nothing about any of that. That's on me. I probably should, but I just don't know anything about geography. And it's weird because, like, I don't think they taught us geography. Like, I don't even remember, like, being offered to learn it. World geography, absolutely not. No, they didn't teach us nothing in school about the world geography. So So how's it going in Pakistan? Hope it's good, man. I know a lot of places are like locked down with COVID and stuff like that. I live in Florida. It's basically COVID Wild West out here. Nobody wears their mask. Nobody does anything. It's bonkers. So yeah, back to the track here at Mexico Circuit. So we're running a 174. So that's pretty consistently. I think that's pretty consistently that we're getting. I think we're getting fair lap times pretty evenly. That's the reason I picked this track, by the way, is because I'm consistent here at this track. I'm very familiar with it, so I can run a consistent lap time. 107.3 that time, 107.4 last time. So we're seeing. That's the reason I picked this track, was so that, you know, I could put down a base time that was going to be reliable. Hey, thanks. I appreciate it. It says I'm a big fan, sir, and thank you. I appreciate that. Man, it's shoot. That's a work phone call. Yeah, hold on, guys. Be right back. Let me. How do I do that? Crap! I just messed something up. Let me get this. Be right back. All right, sorry about that, everybody. So it was a work call, a pretty important one. I probably should have called them back earlier, but I forgot. So here we go. All right, so where are we at? All right, so let's get caught up. Let's see. Abraham says, bro, please play with the wheel. So I've never hooked up my wheel to the PC, so I wouldn't even know how to do that, to be honest with you. But what I can do, what I'll do is I'll do another stream after this one. So here's the thing. When I stream from the wheel, I actually have like a... Are you still here, Abraham? If you're still here, I'll take the camera and I'll show you my setup. So my setup... I'm like working in a very, I know you can't see because the green screen is up, but like this is a very small space. From here to here is literally all I have. And my rig is huge. It's it won't fit here basically. I thought many times about setting it up here. Yeah, so I can show you. Let me show you. Let me see if I can show you the rig. I'm gonna try and grab my camera and walk you around. Hold on a second. Let's see if we can do this. Give me one. So you might not be able to hear me. Crap. Just 1 second. I'm gonna try and do this. Yeah, I don't know how we can do that. Yeah, there's just no way for me to show you that. I could take a picture of my phone. That's what I could do. That's the best I can do. All right, so here, I'm going to try and show you the rig. What's going on? Oh, there we go. So I'll try and show you the rig. It's kind of big, and I have a hard time. I can't actually fit it here. I mean, you can't even see that. So it's kind of big. It doesn't look very big in that picture, but it is. It's big. You can see the pedals and the shifter, and so that's all like a big. And then my chair is actually like a couch chair. It's huge, so my rig won't fit here. But what I can do later is do another stream. It won't look like this because it's my rig isn't properly set up for streaming yet. So this is the only area that's set up for streaming. But we can do some wheel later. We can do some wheel racing later for sure. All right, so let's get back here. And just so everyone's caught up what we're doing. So what I'm doing is I'm driving. This is the 2014 BMW M4 GTS, and it's bone stock. I've taken it to Horizon Mexico Circuit, and I'm just putting down some laps because it comes rear-wheel drive. So this is bone stock rear-wheel drive, hot laps, just regular laps at Mexico Circuit. And I've done about, I think this is lap number 8 total. We did 3, 5 more, so it's 8. We're gonna get a total of 9 laps here. It looks like I'm running about a 107.4. We'll call it a 107.4, 107.5, something like that is the lap time we're getting rear-wheel drive. So what I want to do is I want to change the car. I'm only going to change it to all-wheel drive, but I'm going to set it, the center balance on the all-wheel drive, back to 90%. So basically, crap, I missed that one. So basically, it's an all-wheel drive. It'll be all-wheel drive, but it's essentially still rear-wheel drive, right? Because 90% of the power is to the back wheels. It's almost, I mean, in this setup, it's a rear-wheel drive car. It's 100% of the power to the back wheels, right? But we're going to set up an all-wheel drive with 90% to the back wheels and just see how it compares to this. Now, you might think, okay, maybe it should be better, right? But the thing about it is, rear-wheel drive gives you the ability to take corners faster. There's naturally an understeer with all-wheel drive, and that's why we're going to put the center balance to the back. But more than that, it also adds weight. So, hey, what's up, Marlon? Welcome to the show, man. Haven't seen you forever. How you doing? Marlon's here. What's up, bro? Yeah, this is definitely Marlon inspired. Marlon loves to put the center balances all the way back to 98%. Please make a second channel to blogging. I don't know what, like blogging, like just chatting? Is that what blogging is? So To be honest with you, I am probably going to make a second channel. I've actually already made a second channel. I just haven't posted there yet. What I'm supposed to do, this is what it's supposed to be. This live stream that you're watching right now, all of my live streams are supposed to be at the other channel, and on this channel is only supposed to be fully curated, edited content. But I just haven't, well, I kind of like streaming. I like live streaming, and I have, I don't know. I haven't made the change yet, and I'm not sure if I will. So basically, in the BMW, it's the 2016 M4 GTS, and it's stock at 814. Marlon, would you like to guess? What do you think would happen? Marlon says, been busy as heck, happy to catch the show finally. I'm happy to have you, man. Marlon, would you like to guess? So what I'm going to do is I'm only going to change this car to all-wheel drive, and I'm going to set the center balance at 90. Do you think I'm going to get a faster lap, all-wheel drive 90, or rear-wheel drive? Personally, I tend to think that Mexico circuit is better for all-wheel drive. That's what I tend to think. So I'm going to guess, even though we're adding weight, shoot, this is tough. Man, that's tough, right? I'll pick whatever. If you pick, so what do you think is going to go faster? Yeah, I wouldn't mind having, you'll probably see, Abraham, you'll probably see over time that there will be other content here as well besides just basically, I know it's just Forza right now, but we have some things in the works. So I don't know if you were here when 62893 was here earlier. Me and Six have been working on some things, and you'll probably see some new content from the two of us combined coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. So is that a no that you don't want to guess? Or no, you don't think the all-wheel drive will be faster? Need to set the percentage where it grabs and pulls through the corner. It goes from 85 to 98 for me. Yeah. So I don't know. I've never driven this car before, so we're just gonna throw it at 90 and hope that it does something. But you're right, it could be anywhere, and we don't know where that number is. I think I don't know if we're gonna get a faster lap time with the all-wheel drive, or we're gonna get a faster lap time with the rear-wheel drive. But we do know this: the rear-wheel drive came in at 107.368. So let's see what happens. So now we're gonna go back to the house, and we're gonna throw an all-wheel drive transmission, all-wheel drive drivetrain swap, and we're going to set the center balance towards 90. Marlon wants to go, bro, you are world nice YouTuber. I think you're saying that I'm a nice person, and I try to be nice. I spent plenty years as being a complete not nice person, so I'm just not that guy anymore. I try not to be that guy anymore. Let's say that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and throw on the all-wheel drive drivetrain, and I think I'm okay with that, Marlon. How about we will compromise. We'll go 93%. How's that sound? Does that sound fair? We're gonna slap a 93 on there. I don't want to discount Marlon's opinion because I know that he does this a lot. The only reason that I'm even changing it to 93 from his suggestion at 95 is because I labeled it at 90. At least here I can say we compromise, and that's how we ended up at 93. Differential, so we have to install a differential, and then we can do that, I believe. Or maybe we can, I don't know if the differential is adjustable once you change. That's good. Let's find out. So I'm only going to install simply the drivetrain swap, and we're going to see if thanks, Abraham, I appreciate that. My wife says that as well. So we're going to see if the differential becomes adjustable, because we did. Oh, it is. Great. Okay, so what we're doing, you can see here at the center balance. So what this means, the center balance, for those of you who aren't familiar with the center balance or all-wheel drive compared to rear-wheel drive, cars have usually four wheels, right? And then the back two are the rear-wheel drive. The back two tires, they get power from the engine to the drivetrain, I suppose, and then it makes a tire spin, more or less. The engine makes a tire spin in the back. So, and that's called a rear-wheel drive car. They can also do it to the front. That's called the front-wheel drive car, and they can also do it to all wheels. So that's called all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. Those are different things, and I'm not really sure what the difference is between all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, to be completely honest with you. But anyways, so here, the center balance, if you set this at 50, that means the center differential controls the relative distribution of drive torque between the front and rear axles in all-wheel drive cars. Increasing torque to the rear makes the car respond better to oversteer and more like a rear-wheel drive car. Increasing torque to the front reduces oversteer more like a front-wheel drive car. So 50%. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the only setting that I want to change is the center differential, but you're absolutely right. But man, if we set the front to 0, man, that's a good point. You know what we're gonna have to do, Marlon? We're actually gonna have to take some, we might have to, let's take some notes. I'm gonna take some notes, okay? We're gonna take some notes and we'll go through this. We'll do it this way and we'll make a couple changes. Yeah, I am 38. I'm 38. I didn't even know that. The only reason I know that is because what did I do? I did something with my health insurance or something like that the other day, and they make you put in your birth date, and it's like, are you 38? I was like, fuck, am I 38? So I suppose I'm 38. They probably weren't lying to me. Okay, so I'm just trying to find my pad. All right, so here's my pad. And Marlon, that's a good point. I like that. This the differential settings is, I'm just gonna write differential settings here because we're gonna get into all this stuff. If you guys are new to tuning and differentials and things like that, I will eventually, we'll go through and explain everything about differential front, acceleration, deceleration, rear, acceleration, deceleration. But for right now, what we're worried about is the balance of power between the front and rear. So we're going to move that power to the rear to make it behave like a rear-wheel drive car. We're going to put this right at, whoopsies, we're going to put this right at 93%, and then we're going to take it for some more driving. Now, technically, like Marlon said, I am married. Yes, I am married. Can you see that? This is so weird that my hand's like halfway invisible in black and white. Isn't that weird? Yes. All right, so there we go. We made some changes. Concerned that my GPU is running so full. And let's go back to, so we're going to go back to Horizon Mexico Circuit now. And this car is now an all-wheel drive with the center balance set at 93%. So it should behave like a rear-wheel drive car. Now, we've also added some weight, so we have a lower PI than we did, but it's only 1 point. So we're going to go do 10 laps. Anybody want to guess? Let's take a guess. If you think that all-wheel drive is going to be faster, say all-wheel drive into the chat. And if you think rear-wheel drive is going to be faster, say rear-wheel drive into the chat. I'm just curious. I have no idea. I think, okay, if I had to guess, I'm going to guess the rear-wheel drive is going to be faster. The only reason why is the rear-wheel drive is literally set from the factory. There, I just got through with the 18 GT2, and I think I went 87 rear, no front lock, 6 accel, 2 decel rear. Just got to play with it. Yeah, you know me, I play with the diffs a lot. I sometimes go fully unlocked in the front. Sometimes I go a lot of lock in the front. The back, I put a lot on the Excel and then no on the decel. I put a lot on decel sometimes too. Marlon says rear-wheel drive at HMC. Yeah, I think rear-wheel drive is going to win here too. And normally I think that HMC is a better one there. Sorry, bro, I got to go to sleep. It's 2:30. Hey, Abraham, thank you so much for coming by the show. You're always welcome here. And I will try and do a stream on the wheel ASAP. So thanks for coming by. No need to apologize. We appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming by. Have a good night. Sleep well. Thanks for coming by, Ibrahim. And I don't know if you have a YouTube show or not, but I try to resubscribe to everybody who subscribes to me. Thank you for subscribing, by the way. I will try and subscribe to your show as well. If you do have a channel, I will subscribe. All right, here we go. I'm going to just like focus for a couple laps. It shouldn't take me long to get set up here at Mexico Circuit. Like I said, I spend a lot of time on this track anyways. I'll know almost immediately. It's always sketchy to jump to conclusions on lap 1 because your tires aren't heated up yet. So I will stop myself from putting too much stock into anything until the next lap. I think that all-wheel drive needs tuning before it would be faster. Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, and the rear-wheel drive comes pretty much factory set. I mean, we didn't change anything, you know, upgrades or anything, so you would think that the car naturally should be ready to go, right? I mean, I didn't change anything. The car should be prepared to drive stock. You know, it's stock. Should be ready to go. I'm with you on that. I think we're both in agreement here that the rear-wheel drive should be faster. Will it be faster? I don't know. I'll be honest, it doesn't look like it's going to be faster. That was a pretty fast lap. But then again, we're launching all-wheel drive, so maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe that at starting... This is quick, man. That puts us at pace for about a 107. You know, we might be... Watch, we're going to run exactly the same time. That's what's going to happen. It's going to run dead exactly the same. Look at that understeer. Ugh. I had to really get off the throttle there. Bye, bro. Good night. Hey, man, you don't need to apologize. Hey, Kiwi, what's up, man? Adding all-wheel drive changes the default gearing as well. Yes, it does. It lets you adjust the gears, which is cool, which is nice. I think it throws a 6-speed in there, right? Like, we don't know what this car may have come stock with, like an 8-speed or something, rear-wheel drive, right? Like, we don't know. I didn't check. I probably should have checked, but that's a good point. What's up, Kiwi? Welcome to the show, man. Thanks for coming by. All right, so here's the moment of truth. We were running about a 107.0 second lap, man. It's behaving like a pretty well-tuned A-class car. I mean, it is an 814 bone stock, 813 now that we changed to an all-wheel drive. I might hit a 106.5 or something, you know what I mean? That's only 2 laps. That's a really well-tuned A-class time. But, you know, we're an S-class, so it should. It should. Hey, that's... I didn't... Yeah, for you... I think you told me once you're in New Zealand. You know what's weird? Not weird. So my dad, has a daughter in New Zealand that... I haven't really met her, but... We didn't, like... I didn't know about her for, like... years. But anyway, so recently she lives in New Zealand. I think that's the whole point of the story. His daughter lives in New Zealand, and she's kind of like... new, like they were I don't know what you would call it. They had never talked before, so now they talk, because we live in the States. And okay, maybe that's more of a story than I need to get into, but anyways, I have a sister in New Zealand. I think that was the point of this story. I have a sister in New Zealand. That's what I was trying to say. 106.5 already, holy crap. And yeah, wow. So just automatically we got almost a second faster. It's like running a second faster. That's kind of a lot more than I anticipated. I think I've heard that. New Zealand. Now I'm thinking it's not New Zealand that she lives in. It's got to be New Zealand. It's by Australia, right? It's by Australia? God, now I'm thinking of the wrong place, ain't I? Oh, man, I'm so... How do I... See, I keep saying, like, I keep saying I'm terrible at geography, and I really am. Bro, I see your stream, bro. My mom and dad wake up, bro. You kill me, bro. Go to sleep, man. Don't get in trouble for this. This will be here tomorrow when you wake up. Trust me. You can catch the the stream when I post it, man. It'll be there tomorrow. Don't get yourself in trouble. Go ahead, do what you gotta do. Get some sleep. I appreciate you supporting the show. I really do. But it's not worth getting in trouble. Plus, we all need our sleep, man. Sleep is one of the best things for you. It's so necessary for your health. You need to get good sleep. Seriously, I'm being dead serious. Sleep is so important. It controls everything. Your heart, everything. Don't do the USA meme. Oh, I'm so bad at it. I really am, man. I really am. I don't blame me. I don't blame me, of course. Why would I, right? They didn't teach us geography, especially not world geography. I remember So they taught us, there was a time in my life where I could tell you where every state goes on the map, but why? What the hell do I care about that? Like, but they taught us that. I was taught that. Like, I know where Tennessee is, and I know where Kentucky is, and I know where Vermont is probably, but I don't know. I think New Zealand is by Australia. That I'm fairly positive. In my brain, I'm definitely picturing Tasmania. So I don't know where New Zealand is. I just don't. I have no idea where it's at. Why am I picturing Tasmania? Tell me they're close to each other. They're like next door, right? Yeah. All I did was throw an all-wheel drive on and switch to center balance to 93. That's literally everything I did. Oh yeah, so good. I knew it. See, but the only reason I know that is, like I said, I have a sister there. He must have told me that that's what it was, and I don't know why I'm picturing Tasmania. It feels strong, but okay, good. I didn't mess up the test today. I passed the test. My sister's proud of me right now. She said, what did she say? I just asked my dad about this. I was working with my dad just a little bit ago. He said she's driving a cab. I said she drives a cab in COVID. She says yeah, and he says you guys are doing pretty good with COVID, just like we are here. I mean, things are coming back, but I guess she's telling him things are pretty good where she's at or whatever. So that's good. Tassie is a little island on the bottom. New Zealand is 1,000 miles east of Australia. Oh, good. So I was right there. Awesome. I like when I don't fail tests. So it seems like I ran a 106.5, right? Like I did run that, but it's more leaning almost towards like 107.3s or something, right? Hey, see you later, Abraham. Have a good night. Appreciate you coming by, man. I am in Auckland. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna find out where she's at, and then maybe you'll know where that is too. That would be cool. Like, maybe she's close to you. I don't know. Yo, so the funniest thing is, oh my god, I wish I could show you a picture of my dad right now. So my dad's 82, right? So he's old. And so we see this picture of her. My aunt sends this picture. Hey, I found your daughter in New Zealand, right? Check out this picture of her and tell me if you think you're related. So, oh my god, this person looks just like my dad. And I'm not saying like resembles my dad. No, looks like my dad with long hair. It's so funny. Like, legit. Oh my god, it's too funny. I'm adopted, so like I don't look like my dad, so she doesn't look like me. But oh my god, it's literally him with long hair. It's so funny looking. It's so awesome. I wish I could show you. I'm gonna have to get this. I'm gonna have to get these two pictures for you guys. It's too much, man. I'm gonna find out where she's at. All right, so let me keep an eye on my lap times for the last two. I want to see how close to 106.5s I'm hitting, because I haven't beat that yet. It's pretty, I mean, I did hit it legit, right? But it doesn't feel like I'm getting close to hitting that time regularly, so maybe it was a fluky lap, right? If we'd ran a 106.4, 106.3, 106.2, then that would be one thing. But if we're running 107.2s, 107.3s every single time, that was a 106.5, 106.6. Yeah, we're definitely hitting legit 106s. We're hitting legit 106s here. That's a legit 106.5. I'm gonna focus. Yeah, you know me, man. I get talking too much. But the thing is, I was talking when we were in the 106.5 too. So if I shut up, it runs like a 104 or something. I don't think it runs a 104. I mean, it is an 813. I mean, that's a lot bigger than 800s. They got like, what do they got? They got bone shakers running 102s. You know how I feel about that. I don't even know if they're legit 102s, but there are 102s. I mean, who knows if they're real or not? I don't know. My legit time is a 106, so 102 is crazy. 102 is crazy fast. The leaderboards in A class for Horizon Mexico Circuit are just bonkers. Yeah, that was a 106.5 again. We're consistently hitting a 106.5. That's pretty crazy. I wish I knew where to take this experiment from here. What to try next, right? Like, It feels pretty good tune. Your F355 is awesome. I love that tune. I love that tune. The Berlinette is such a good little tune, man. You have a bunch of good tunes. Your what is it? Your F50 Ferrari C? Is it F50C? It's a really good one too. Or F50 GT? I don't know. F40, F50, one of those, maybe both of those, all of the above. One of them is very, very good, or maybe a few of them. I'm mixing my tunes up. You know what happened to me yesterday, I got the message that says, hey man, you have too many tunes, you need to start deleting them, you can't save any more tunes. I almost cried. I died a little bit inside. You think we should try and downgrade this to A class? Throw some drift tires on it. It's actually like really performing really well. I think it might be a good car to throw up to class, throw it to the top of S class. I mean, I'm not sure what to really do with it. Me too. What did you say? Me too. You think it's a good build the way it is, or you think we should go to A class? Yeah, it's S1 813. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's too many tunes. Yeah, that's so awful, man. Because you get 1,000 cars. You should get 1,000 tunes. I literally have 400 tunes, which is a lot. I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of tunes. But still, you should be able to put one tune on every car if you want. I mean, why would they not let you do that? Yeah, I know. 813. The car starts at 814. Yeah, God, imagine if it was 713 and we were running a 106. That'd be crazy fast. What do you guys think we should do next? Let's try a different car, right? Because this was kind of... I mean, clearly... Man. It outperformed it. Like, I didn't kind of expect it to be that fast, right? Like... So we could build it to S1 900. I think I'm going to put that on the list to do. I definitely want to build this car because it's really cool. But for this stream, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick another car. We'll kind of randomly pick one and then just go from there. Do you guys have a 458 Italia? Okay, let's jump into that. That sounds great. Let's do that. That sounds perfect. I don't even think I've driven that car, but that sounds awesome. God, that sounds like a good car. I like that. I like that idea. All right, we're going to grab the Ferrari 458 Italia. Where is she? 488, 458 Special. Is that it? Oh, the Italia. There she is. I've only got one of her. Okay, perfect. I like this. She's beautiful too. Holy crap. Huh? Look at that thing. And the Ferraris are beautiful, let's be honest. But God, that is a good one. 458 Special too. Oh, sorry, I just whistled into the microphone. Awesome. So we're gonna get into this car, and we're gonna put it bone stock. We're gonna put it back to bone stock because mine's tuned, and oh my God, it has the same rear end as the California, but the rest of the car is so much better. Holy crap, that is gorgeous. That is gorgeous. I think you're talking about my Goliath. Yes. The Goliath one is exactly what I'm talking about. Yes, that's exactly the car I'm talking about. It's so good. Such a good tune. Your S2, it's S2, right? S2 are crazy fast at Goliath. Crazy. Well, you have to be a bit of a crazy person to even do as many laps as Marlon did at S2. The F50 GT S2 times that Goliath. Marlon is a monster there. And he picked a monster car to do it in as well. Really tough car to compete with. So anyways, we're gonna go to the house and we're gonna bone stock it. We're gonna put it back to bone stock, and I believe it is mid-engine rear-wheel drive, which is so perfect. I love mid-engine cars, so that's such a good car. Great pick. The last car was front engine, which I think makes a big difference, right? God, that's curious. I wonder how the engine positioning is going to affect this experiment. Ooh, this is fun. This is what I like. I like this. This is what I like to do. This is fun for me. All right, so we're going to custom upgrade. We're going to go straight to setup manager, reset the default upgrades, and take a look-see. We're starting at 824. I believe this is a mid-engine rear-wheel drive setup. We're going to do 10 laps. Yep. I believe you. That does not need all-wheel drive. I cannot wait to drive this car. We're going to do 10 laps, and then we're going to slap an all-wheel drive in it, put it at 93% or something, and just see the difference in performance. Yeah, let's go crazy, Marlon. 1,000 laps of Goliath at S2998. Oof, man. You know what? Actually, Kiwi, when we met, we were talking about Goliath as well. I believe, shoot, the first tune we talked about together was a, gosh, what was it? It was on Goliath. It was, man, I can't remember. I think it was it was an F40. It was the F40 at Goliath, I believe. I think it'll be faster based on the type of vehicle. So let's find out. I think that's the first time I talked to Kiwi. It was an F40 at Goliath. I believe that's right. It's been a while now. Yeah, Zeb. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Let's I'm gonna put 10 laps in here, and this is how you know I'm a bit of a crazy person for this track. I showed this earlier, but I have 4 different custom tracks for this one alone, and they're literally the same thing. 3 laps, 4 laps, 10 laps, 6 laps. One of them has rain, the rest of them are completely dry, and there's no dry avatars. It's literally just for testing here. Yeah, I tried. So my tuning strategy back then was a lot different than it is now. Like, it's funny, like, when you look at tunes that you built 6 months ago or even 2 months ago, right? Like, there's so much has changed since then. For me personally, yeah, like, if I were to build the same tune today, it would probably behave completely differently, you know? And you were driving on the wheel. Do you always drive on the wheel, or do you ever drive on controller? I also drive on the wheel, but not so much in Forza. I really like the wheel for oh god, what is the game called? F1 2021. Oh, it's so good. Oh, wait a second. The F1 2022 comes out, I think July 1st, not June 1st. F1 2022 comes out. If you haven't played F1 2021, it's on Game Pass, and it's just so good on the wheel. It's so good on the wheel. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just the type of person I am, but I love practice. I love the 30-minute practices, the 30-minute qualifying, you know, like, I just love lap after lap after lap after lap, just losing myself, trying to shave seconds, trying to hit every apex perfectly. Maybe it's a malfunction, but I just live for that stuff. I love the F1 game, I really do. It's so good. And I just don't understand why Forza can't do the wheel better. It bothers me. It's frustrating. Every other game can manage it, but why can't you, Forza? And to be honest, I haven't, like, driven the wheel lately in Forza, so I don't know. Maybe they've improved it. But that's a really fast first lap. But then again, we are running an 824, right? So it should be pretty fast. And I need to focus. This car is slightly different. I'm going to have to check up the chat here in just a second when I get on the straight. On the back street, I'll catch up with the chat. We're gonna hit this double apex here perfectly if possible. Oof. Ah. No, we didn't hit it perfectly. Not bad though. I wonder how fast we're gonna get this car down to 105s. If I hit, gosh, if I don't at least hit a 105, I'll be disappointed. Hey, have you guys been watching that Russian Doll? There's a show on Netflix called Russian Doll. Okay, hold on. I can check up. The car gave me such a nightmare on Goliath. I remember it took a month to beat your time with it. Yeah, man. I know what you're talking about. That's exactly your Goliath time sat on my damn... At least a month. At least a month it sat there. I think I finally beat it with the Corsa, right? The Ferrari Corsa, the yellow race Ferrari. Finally, I think I beat it with. Maybe. I don't even know if I ever beat it. I don't even know now. But yeah, your time sat there. It was so brutal. I didn't even look. I didn't even want to look at it. I didn't want to look at it for a long time. That's like that guy sent me a bunch of rivals. He still sends them because he's awesome at rivals, and I really appreciate. Shout out to Dirtbag. Dirtbag, your rivals times are amazing, and please keep sending them. I love rivals times. That goes for everybody. Anybody wants to send me a rivals time, send it, man. Just click my name, send me a rivals. I love it. I really do. Let's see, wheel always. Yeah, I hear you. I use a basic wheel. I use a G923 on Xbox, G29 on PlayStation. And oh man, they actually, Logitech is, I don't know if they're still having it. Amazon was having a sale on the Logitech wheels. They were $70 off, which is crazy because they've been so expensive. Usually they're overpriced since the pandemic started. Pandemic? Yeah. It's been overpriced, but now you can get them $70 off. Well, I don't know now. It was like last week. Let's see. Probably done 1,000 laps at Goliath so far. That's so awesome. You and Marlon are putting up crazy amounts of laps there. I love Goliath. It's such a good track. Got the S2 Crown right now. Yeah, it's you know, the thing is, it's a lot. Goliath takes what, 14 minutes? It's a 14-minute lap time, and you have to do it perfect or it doesn't even count. So it takes a lot of time. Even at, you know, maybe it's S2 is 12 minutes. What is it, 12 minutes or 14? Hey, that's awesome. Well, I don't know how long ago your birthday was, but hey, happy late birthday. That's awesome. See, my wife doesn't particularly love my gaming. She doesn't. I spend a lot of time in it, but I do not spend a lot of time on it when she's around. She's at work right now, but she still like thinks I spend too much time in it, so I don't ever see. Well, that's not true. She actually bought me Guardians of the Galaxy, which was awesome. If you guys didn't play Guardians of the Galaxy, it's on Game Pass. Such a good game. Guardians of the Galaxy is on Game Pass, or it was, and it was literally one of the best games I played. It was so good. Wow, 10 minutes? Is it literally 10 minutes in S2? God, that's so fast. Yeah, I mean, in the grand scheme of hobbies, like gaming is, like, especially like value per dollar, it's insane. Oh crap, I'm looking over here on driving, like what, not value per dollar, like the time per dollar, time per dollar, whatever, the amount of time per dollar that you can spend gaming is, you just can't compare to it, because like, I mean, here it is 7 months on Forza. What do we pay? If you bought it, you paid 60 bucks, 70 bucks for it, and then you're playing it for 7 months. So like, what do we have? 500 hours in game by now? Like, it's so inexpensive. It's like the cheapest hobby ever. Yeah, it really is. And you know, you're not at the bar or anything like that. It's a good hobby. It's a great hobby. Dang, so it is 10 minutes. Nice. I don't think I've properly driven the Sesto. I know that it's a good car. I believe it has all-wheel steering, and I probably should get some more time into it, but I haven't hit a 105 yet, so I need to do that. All right. This car is beautiful. I'm gonna focus like a lap or two just to give this car its proper respect. Come on, baby. Come on. Ugh. Sorry, I didn't mean to dent it. Alright, this lap is going to be the one. Yes. Alright, there we go. Alright, we're definitely hitting a 105 this lap. I do not care. This car is, it's actually really, really nice. I mean, nobody's surprised, right? But still. Hey Marlon, did you see the picture for the thumbnail of this video? I think that picture is from the Marlin Open. I think that's one of the pictures from the Marlin Open if you check the thumbnail here. Yeah. Oh, I love being on the water, and I'm a terrible fisher, so like I don't catch any when I do go fishing, but I do love fishing. Come on. Dang it, 106.0. I wanted that 105, man. I'm a terrible fisher, so I don't feel bad fishing because I never catch anything. I'm the world's worst fisher, and I've said that on multiple occasions. I went fishing one time, and the guy gave me on this video, the thumbnail on this video right now. The guy gave me I bought minnows because I thought, you know, because I don't know, I must have heard you can fish with minnows. So I go out to the ocean with my minnows. He gave me freshwater minnows, and so like I put them on my hook. I couldn't even get them on the hook because they were so small. But I had a bag full of minnows, and I couldn't even throw them in the water because they were freshwater minnows, and I was in the salt water. I was so mad. I never went back to that bait shop again. Who wants freshwater minnows? That picture's awesome, right? That's one of the, remember, I was wondering why we haven't done a Marlin Open since I went out of town. I missed the last one, and we haven't done another one since. Like, if you're ready to throw together another Marlin Open, I'm ready to do some racing, man. I know you're like still busy with moving and stuff. Are you in Dallas now? Really? I might do that, Kiwi. Kiwi says that he's faster with braking line only. I might do that. You know, the one thing that I like about having the entire line is like if I'm trying to value whether an upgrade is working or not, or a what would you call it? A tune is like a tuning change is working or not. I think it's easier if I just drive along the line and do exactly what I'm told instead of like trying to drive faster. If I just drive the line, then I can see if the tuning did any changes, if that makes any sense. Like maybe I'm not trying to drive as fast as I possibly could, just trying to keep and do what I'm told to do. You know what I mean? But I think there's two things that I would do. Number one, I've heard this too, is you take off the ghost. So if you're racing like rivals, take off the ghost, because one thing that happens is when you're finally catching somebody's ghost, they're actually in your way all the time. They are blocking your braking line. You get distracted by it. Exactly what I was gonna say. That's exactly what I was gonna say. You get distracted by it. Yeah, you get distracted by it, especially by the ghost or the thing. Yeah, so that's exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah, I've heard of people doing that. They said I take the ghost off and I do better because it just gets in the way. It's why I have time. I can't read it right now. But this is the final lap. It looks like I'm never going to hit that 105. We're hitting 106s, low 106s. Let's see. Okay, so let me make sure I got caught up in the chat. Other people buy big boats. That's the one, the tricycle truck. I have to look at the lot. I have to look at screen or the thing. I didn't realize the tricycle truck. I found I'm faster with the braking line only. Invite to party to Forza and say hi. Hey Sean, welcome to the show, man. I'm actually not gonna if we want to do the chat, we're gonna do it here at the thing. I'm probably gonna be in here maybe another 30 minutes tops, and I'm not gonna do any like chatting through the headphones, just through the chat here and the thing. So you're welcome to hang out here. The blue line affects your driving groove. Braking line is enough. I'm with you 100% on that. Marlon says that's because I haven't had time. I am. So you am in Dallas. It's why I have time to be on, and internet still isn't going at my new place. So I'm too busy to get it done. That sucks, man. Well, I hope you enjoy your new place. I hope they give you the best internet ever at your new place. Internet is so important. All right, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna write down. So this is the Ferrari 458, and my best lap was a 106.039, and I'm definitely trying to tune this car up later. I'm just gonna tell you, if you see a tune for this car from me in a couple days, you know why, because I love this car right now. But what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna throw an all-wheel drive on it. I'm gonna slap the center balance straight to the back, 93%, just like we did with the other car, and I'm going to do 10 more laps. Just see what happens, just to see what happens. Anybody care to make a prediction? What will happen this time? Are we going to get faster times again, or is it actually going to slow this car down? That's kind of what we're trying to figure out here. Because the thing is, right, it adds weight. It also drops your PI, though. Check the gear ratios first. Okay, let's take a look-see. So I'm not going to change any gears, even if they're wrong or whatever. I'm only changing the center balance, but I am going to look at them. So right now, we have 7 speeds, and it doesn't tell me what the final drive is, unfortunately. But we can see it's in the 5 range, maybe 440. What would you say? That's 430? 420 range? 410s? No, it's more than 410s. It's about a 450, right? What do you guys think that is, that final drive? I'm going to guess that final drive is about a 440. That's my guess. Let's see. Check the gear ratios first. It's just live. Nothing about big changes ever goes quickly, but worth it. Yeah, I hear you, man. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and smack on some upgrades. Just one upgrades, actually. We're going to slap on the conversion to an all-wheel drive drivetrain. So we go from 3274 to 3428, but we get a better weight distribution, which is interesting because this car has a center engine, mid-engine anyways. You would think it would have, it's very light in the front. You see that? So when we add the all-wheel drive, it puts some of the weight in the front of the car and actually balances it out a lot better. It's interesting to note. And then goes from 824 to 820. If you put a sport trans, you can see the numbers. Okay, let's do that. We're gonna slap the sport train on just so we can see where we're at. I just want to see what it is, and we'll just take a look. All right, let's. We're gonna install it just to take a look at what it was. So I'm curious what the number was, the final drive ratio. Oops, 514. It was even higher than I thought. 514 is super high. 514. Wow, that was a lot higher than I guessed. I guessed 450, and I thought that was high. All right, so let's go back to the custom upgrades. I'm gonna throw the well, it doesn't matter. I'm putting the stock transmission back on, but it actually doesn't matter because when we change to the drivetrain swap, it's going to change my transmission anyways. And so that's that. We're going to go ahead and install that. So we go from 824 to 820, 3274 to 3428. And then let's see what happens. And then Marlon says, you think it's going to run faster? I do too. Actually, looking at the balance, I think the balance, since it's slightly better balance, 42 to 44 is better, right? Like that's not a marginal, that's pretty substantial upgrade balance, 42 to 44. 42 is very light in the front. 44 is much better, I think. It feels like it. So I'm going to guess that we're going to run better too because of the balance of weight in the car. God, I love this car. You know what I wanted to do earlier we didn't do? This right here. I should turn up the sound for you guys. I'm changing the audio on the desktop, and I'm changing the car volume, sound effects volume, just so we can hear that engine a little better. Let's do that. Might have to put it back, but here's what we're gonna do. Can you guys hear that okay on the stream? I tried to do this the other day and it was so quiet. I was like wasting my time. It's got a nice full rear view, right? You can see everything behind you. I love that. Wow. God, I want one of these. Can somebody buy me one? God, this thing is amazing. I saw a Ferrari California on the road today, and it was so, like California is cool, right? But, like, I don't know, man. It's 300 grand, too. Like, I think for 300 grand, I'd buy a different Ferrari. This car is so much cooler than the Ferrari, or the California. Oh, get your focus out of my way, bro. God, this thing is cool. Oh, hello. He blinked his lights at me. Ooh, this thing is God. It's so cool. This is a good one. All right, let's get after it. I'll sit here all day and do this. I swear to God, I'll sit here and just drive this car bone stock all day. All right, here we go. Yeah. But let's see. I mean, if we're buying Ferraris, are we being practical? Did you ever seen that Ferrari, the one with the station wagon Ferrari? I could never imagine having so much money that you buy the station wagon Ferrari, because if you buy the station wagon Ferrari, it's because you've already got another one. You bought the station wagon so you can get groceries, and you wanted a Ferrari for your groceries also. So crazy. Oh God. Station wagon Ferrari. I couldn't even believe they made one. But this car is gorgeous. I mean, that's beautiful. That's really beautiful. So in F1, I actually joined the McLaren racing team instead of Ferrari. I don't know. I should have joined Ferrari. Sorry, Marlon. I wasn't dissing it. I was just saying, if I'm buying a Ferrari, I have to buy the not wagon one, right? But it's like, if you bought the wagon one, then you probably already own one. So you're like, it's even a harder flex because you probably have multiple. You know what I mean? You didn't go to the Ferrari store and then buy the wagon. You know what I mean? You went to the Ferrari store and you bought the Ferrari you wanted, and then you went back and you bought the Ferrari station wagon for your groceries. You know what I mean? Like, it's such a hard flex. It's like Superman flex. Says I put brushed gold on my Ferrari alloys. I love that you can paint the rims, and then you can like, I'll take rims that aren't chrome and I put chrome on them all the time. And I just recently found out that some rims have multiple different layers that you can paint, air quotations around paint. So that's a 108, which is slightly faster than our first lap in the other one. But then again, you know, that was my first time driving this car, so it's kind of to be expected that my 11th lap is faster than my legit first lap. This thing is handling very nice. Nobody's shocked. Yeah, I've seen like four layers, but I don't think it's weird, because I've seen one that, like, it says it has multiple layers, but some of the layers are it seems to be the same thing. Like, just it'll say like layer 2, but it's actually the same as layer 1. Like, I don't know if it's a glitch or something else. Oh no, I think sometimes you're actually painting the inside of the rim, you can't even see it. So what do we do? You'd just say, like, just jumping to conclusions here. We ran a 105.9. So, like, it's pretty safe to say that in both instances, the all-wheel drive. Good God, did I not even move the center balance? Did I move the center balance on this? I don't even think I moved the center balance on this one. Disappointed in myself. So we already, gosh, I have to quit the event. I don't think I changed the center balance. We already ran a 105.9. Yeah, I know. All right, so this one was set at 60. We're gonna throw it at 93. We'll have to come back in. So let's just assume, well, it seems like already the data is pointing that all-wheel drive is just a better option for racing. Like, I mean, I was gonna try and say like racing, but I mean, even rivals, right? Like, it was faster. Where is Mexico at? Where am I going? Going the wrong way here. It's over right in front of me, right straight ahead. So it's, the data is suggesting already that all-wheel drive is faster, which is, I had hoped to get some split data. Yeah, right? It's kind of sad face, really. Maybe we'll still get some, I tell you won't. We already found 2 cars straight that were faster all-wheel drive. Dang it. This one, I thought maybe this would be the one, right? Because it's mid-engine, rear-wheel drive. Maybe it was the way to go, you know? I wasn't too shocked that the front-engine car didn't perform. You know what we could do? We could jump into a Porsche next, a rear-engine Porsche, and see how that performs. Maybe that's where we're going to find a purist build that outperforms the all-wheel drive. I know, Marlon, you're a fan of the rear-engine, right? That added weight and slide in the back end, or sticky, whatever, however you think it works for you, depending on how you tune it, I suppose. Man, my freaking computer is getting like, what do you call that? The frame rates are dipping. God, that understeer is surprisingly. Yo, the FXK Evo is such a good car. Such a good car. Gosh, a 1084, that's even faster than the last one you're in. I mean, it's taking this first sweeping turn beautifully. I like to hit this corner here and then come back like that, and then jeez, you don't even have to hit it hard. Some cars you have to stay on the left to make that corner there. This car was just getting around it really easily. And I love this double apex. This is possibly the most important turn. Well, there's 3 really important turns in this track. The first sweep sets up the entire lap clearly, and especially if you're racing against other cars. That turn, well, actually there's like 4 here at Mexico Circuit, right? Then the double apex, then that hairpin, and then the final turn where you hit that bump. That's another big one. So there's like 4 crucial turns here at Mexico Circuit that will make or break your race. And this one coming up is like possibly the hardest of all of them. This one here with the damn bump in it. Especially if you're doing rivals where you can't afford to hit a wall. That one will mess you up. We're in a 105.4. A 105.4. Like not even like high 105s. Super low 105s. Well, mid 105s. Mid 105s. See, this is what is this? This must be morning. You see the sunrise? I love how they did this. Like the sunrise at the track, like, because I have them all set up. If you didn't notice or you weren't here when I mentioned it earlier, all of my, so I have a 3-lapper, 4-lapper, 6-lapper, 10-lapper at Mexico Circuit. They're all at different time of the day too. One's at morning, the one we're at now, so it's sunrise. I have one at nighttime. I have one at sunset, and I think one while it's raining. So they just did a really good job of making the tracks different. Like I'll come here and I'll enjoy doing my 10 laps alone, watching the sun come up, you know, like I don't know, man. Is that weird? 105.6 it looked like I ran. I am so building this car today. You got a tune for it shared for this car, Kiwi? I'll try your tune out if you got one shared. I've been building, like, my tunes lately are like not so tailored for wheels. I used to make tunes that were like kind of wheel specific because I used to drive a wheel a lot. I think my more recent tunes may not work on a wheel. I just haven't been driving on a wheel myself lately, so there's no way to test it, and I just know that the wheel behaves differently than the controller does, you know? What works on the controller rarely translates to performance on the wheel, right? It's much harder to drive on the wheel, in my experience, at least for me. So I think for these two cars, it's pretty clear that what I would say is I don't feel like, so what we did specifically for these tunes, what I did was threw on the all-wheel drive and shifted the center balance almost to rear-wheel drive, right? Like 93% is dang near a rear-wheel drive car. So by doing that, we almost preserved the drivability of rear-wheel drive with the launching of all-wheel drive, but we also saved some PI cost, and it just feels like for the two cars that we did, at the very least, I can speak to, it feels like a good investment. Like it's worth the trade-off. Like you add some weight, right? But you lose PI, and it actually feels like you end up being faster, at least here at Mexico Circuit. Maybe if you were trying to build a power build where you need a lot of top speed, like for Grand Pantano, maybe, you know, that right there, maybe you couldn't do it. Maybe you just need to stay with a rear-wheel drive if you're gonna try and make that track work, you know. But for circuits like Mexico Circuit, I think the trade-off is pretty clear, at least for these two cars. I hate to say it, all-wheel drive might be the way to go. Yeah, oh my god, the wheel is so much better. It's so much more fun. But that's unquestioned. The wheel is amazing. That's why I love F1, the F1 game. I just love it. Like, I literally like play it in the middle of the night so I can turn off all the lights and I hook it up in front of my TV, and I swear to God, I'm inside of an F1 car, man. I love it so much, man. Yeah, especially in coming out of the corners too, like all-wheel drive coming out of hairpins and things like that. It's just you can't do that with the rear-wheel drive, right? Oh my god, so I told myself that I was going to watch every race this season, and I haven't seen one yet. I actually woke up and it was like the final lap. I think it was Verstappen and his teammate Verstappen and his teammate finished 1 and 2, right? And I almost caught that race. I woke up at like the last lap. I told myself I was going to watch every race, and I haven't seen one yet. So mad at myself. It's at a bad time for me. Sunday early in the morning here. And I was out of town working for a while. So like we were working nights too. So it was just so brutal to be up Sunday in the morning to watch the race. Is that his name, Perez? See, I watch, gosh. I'm watching Drive to Survive, but I haven't caught up yet. I'm still in like Daniel, who I hate, by the way. I hate you. Daniel Ricciardo, I hate you. Daniel Ricciardo is still racing for Alfa Romeo. So that's how far behind I am. Not Alfa Romeo. Yeah, Alfa Romeo. Nice. He's for Ferrari, right, Leclerc? See, I don't know what I haven't. Like I said, I haven't seen any races yet. And like I said, the drivers are not on the same team. I think what's his name still races. Grosjean, he's still racing in the series I'm watching. I actually just seen him the other day. I think it's like 2 years ago, 2020, 2019, I don't know, 2021, who knows? I don't know, it's a couple years ago. I just saw Grosjean is at here in St. Petersburg, Florida. I went to the race. He was God, what race was he doing? GT, gosh, what was it? The Grand Prix. He was racing the Grand Prix. Saw him here at the Grand Prix. I mean, I didn't see him. I saw him race. I didn't like talk to him or anything. Take a picture, not like that. But I seen him race. Roman Grosjean, which is cool for me. I would love to go to an F1 race. They're so expensive. So yeah, we ran pretty consistently. Looks like I'm running like low 106s, mid 105s, right? Pretty clearly, this is faster. I want to try one more car. I'm gonna grab like the 4.0, the 2012 Porsche 911 GT3 RS 4.0. I'm gonna grab that because it's rear engine, rear wheel drive. We can grab that one. Ooh, I just ran my best lap right there, 105.3. Wow, that's awesome. I would love to go to an F1 race. The closest one to me is Miami, so that would be awesome. But if I could like pick any race to go to, obviously it would be God, what is it called? Monaco, right? That's the big ass party one. I would love to go to that. Yeah, the 4.0 is such a cool car, right? All right, I'm gonna grab a water. We'll be right back. 2 seconds, 30 seconds. My water's right next to me. I'll be right back. So, gosh, I didn't get to see any of them. Monaco was awesome. Monaco's the one with the big party, right? That's the one on the water. That's the one I'm thinking of. I think it's Monaco. It's such a cool, like, everything about it is so cool. It's a city track too. I love those. I think Monaco's a city track, right? I don't even know. I'm new to it all. I just started watching it. I just started watching the Drive to Survive, and that got me hooked. And this is the first season I've tried to watch the races, and I haven't watched any yet. So, like, I know very, very little about it, except for the F1 game that I play, and I just love it. It's so fits me. Okay, so we had a pretty big difference. The Ferrari ran a 106.0. Rear wheel drive 105.4 basically, so 6/10, which is I think pretty close to the. We were almost seeing almost a full second difference with the other car. So Miami and Texas, right? I believe. All right, so we're gonna change cars. We're gonna jump into the Porsche. And it is, where are you? Where are you? There you are. Right there. We're gonna grab this one because this is an older tune. I'm out of coffee. All right, let's go to the house. Let's put a stock build on it, which is going to be rear engine, rear wheel drive. Throw some laps down. I don't think we need to put 10 down. I think 6 was probably good enough. I feel like after 6 laps we pretty much got it settled. So let's take a look. So here's the car we're using. It is rear wheel drive, rear engine, 493 horsepower, 825 S1, 825, 40% weight distribution to the front, which is kind of crazy because the Ferrari with a mid-engine setup was 42% to the front. And this one's rear engine with 40% to the front. It's pretty interesting. And then let's take a look, see if anything's tunable, just to take a look at what's going on. Looks like our gears are somewhere in the 320s, 350s, 340s is my guess. Yeah, right there. Almost the same exact PI as the 458 was. I think it was 825, 824. Really close. Look at the suspension's fully adjustable stock. Anti-roll bars adjustable. Wow. Completely adjustable springs, bone stock, in the Porsche. And there we go. The differential is unadjustable though. Okay. So anyways, let's I'm gonna throw the you gotta give me 1 second. Be right back. 1 second. Sorry about that. I just need like 1 second. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. All right, where are we at here? I want to do like we did last time. I want to throw on the sport transmission just so I could see where that gears, the gear ratio is, the final drive ratio. Sweating, that's why I got up. Put the air down in here, but I used to wear, I've been wearing bandanas when I stream. What the heck? Oh well. I've been wearing bandanas when I stream because I do sweat. There's a big bright light in front of me, but anyways. I probably should have got one. 389, so I kind of missed it by a little bit. 389. Alright, so we're going to go custom upgrades. We're going to go, just going to reset it back to default. That's all we really want, and get out of here. So, the Ferrari, right? The Ferrari ran a 106. The Porsche, gosh, I don't typically drive this type of car. That's funny. I forgot about that. You guys are like the complete opposite of us. We're like coming into hurricane season, summertime and stuff like that. Like we have a hurricane coming this weekend, which is super early. Hurricane, well, it started today. Actually, hurricane season starts today. But we had a named storm already. So like that's crazy for us. Not that crazy. I mean, it's always active anymore. It seems like every year more and more hurricanes here. Alright, we're gonna go 6-lapper. 6-lapper. Now let's see what kind of daytime setup I have here. If it's like, I'm in Florida. Yeah, near Tampa in Florida. Maybe this is the one where it's sunrise. Maybe the last one was sunset. Change it from pro to unbeatable. Sure, why not? I'm racing against zero drivatars, so what difference does it make? I'll take the extra points. Sure, why not? So this one must be sunrise. See how it's still dark? We're gonna watch the sun come up, I think. Really cool they did this. They did a really great job in there. What would you call that? Ambiance? No, I guess that wouldn't be the word. I don't know what you would call that, but whatever it is, they did a good job. We'll watch the sun come up over the mountains and stuff. It's really cool. I love how they did that. They did such a good job on it. You see the sun's like shining on the mountains a little bit. It's so cool. And eventually it'll be shining on all of us. We're kind of in the shadow now. Yeah, I hear ya. The lighting coming out of the tunnels is bad. You're blinded. It's like whoever, like, they had eye issues. The person who designed that, they thought everybody sees that way coming out of tunnels. No, that's just your eyes are messed up. Should have used regular eyes. I mean, it's terrible, yeah. Look how beautiful that is. It's really cool. It's Tom Cruise and Vanilla Skies and stuff. 1093. Dang, that back end is heavy. I think I need to restart my game. You guys watching the stream, it's funny, like I'll get frame, wow, yeah, I have a 3070 Ti and it's pretty good, for the most part. I mean, I don't play in 4K, I play at 1440, but the memory leak is crazy. Oh yeah, I got the 8 GB limit on this card too. Yeah, this one, the back end takes a minute to get used to, for sure, but you know that. It's heavy. I'll get used to it. It's definitely giving me issues, but it's the fastest too. We're in a 1054 already, and this is the rear wheel drive. This is the, oh gosh. It's barely the fastest, right? The other one ran a 106 stock. This one ran a 1054 already. It does have a slightly higher PI, but dang near the same. Yeah, I play at 1440p, but when I'm streaming, I'm at 1440 right now, but sometimes when I'm streaming or I've been playing for an hour or whatever, like now, you get that memory leak and the frame rates dip, and it dips on my end. Like, you don't see it dipping on the stream, but it dips on my end. It messes up my cornering, everything. You'll see it's doing it to me now, which is just terrible because I want to get this done. I want to get it done fairly. But yeah, it doesn't show up on the stream. It just shows up on my side as far as I can tell. But yeah, when I'm streaming, sometimes I put it down at 1080p just so I don't, because I'm running, you can see I'm running 94 GPU usage right now. I was playing with the settings last night and I forgot to change it back before I streamed. I was trying to just turn it up, see what I could get it to. I wanted to get it up to 165 frames a second, but I had it at like 135, I think I was getting. It's running between 108 and like 80 here now. It's supposed to be locked at 83, but I guess I accidentally unlocked it and we're going up to 102. I don't know. I try to keep it locked when I'm streaming, you know, because the stream can only show 1080p 60 anyways, so anything above that is fine for me. But when I'm not streaming, I like to turn the settings back up, you know. How do you like it's, what is it? It's AMD, right? See, I never played on PC. I never had a gaming PC before. This is all brand new to me. And I asked somebody, should I get should I get an Intel or should I get an AMD? And they told me to get Intel, so I did. But I think I've been reading that a lot of people like the other ones, the AMDs and the Red Rippers, and I don't know much about it. Have you ever had like this kind of card? Like I have like the I don't know. Like to compare it to, or if you just always had that kind. Because I have, what do I have here? My CPU is an Intel i7. And then my GeForce 3070 Ti. And Marlon says, you kind of sacrifice top speed slightly, but it's so fast everywhere. Yeah, it's a good one. AMD generally has better frames per second, but NVIDIA has better ray tracing, and I turned down the ray tracing anyways. I mean, you can see, I think the ray tracing, you can see it in like the, what do you call them? The balloons, I think they might be ray traced across the car and stuff. I don't really know. I really don't even know how ray tracing... you said that's ray tracing? Okay, I probably wouldn't even know. Like, what is it, like, when there's a shadow? I don't really know, but because they cheat it. They have ways of cheating it too, so like, how do I know what's ray traced and how do I know what's just rendered with cheating? You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with 3070 Ti. I would have preferred to have like 12 gigabytes of VRAM or something, but you know what I did that actually helped out a lot? I had a really cheap SSD in here, and it broke. I have had a computer for 3 months and my SSD broke. But I went out and bought a really good, well, you know, I bought a Samsung 980 Pro, and the settings that Forza runs on now, after only changing, the only difference from then to now is the SSD, and the settings are like 3 times as good. It's crazy. I can run like FSAA at like, it used to be recommended to run it at 2, now it runs it at 4. All my settings are way better. Like, just by changing the SSD, the settings went so much higher, and I didn't anticipate that. I just thought it was storage, you know. I didn't think it would matter at all, but it made a huge difference. Yep. Yeah, what I've heard is I think the ray tracing is only in Forza Vista anyways, so why have it on? I think it might be on now because I was playing with it yesterday. Usually my GPU sits at like 60%. It's at like 97 right now. So 105.4. What are we in? We're in the 911. Oh, I love this car. GT3. Oh yeah, I just built this tune for it. Did you guys get to try it? I made a tune for this car recently. Was it good? Yeah, it was pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good for online racing. Yes, God, I want an OLED so bad. They're so cool. I haven't even seen one. I should go to the store and look at one. I live across the street from a Best Buy and I never do that. I would love to see an OLED. They're so cool. There are people who don't know, the OLED is basically, so like, it can produce actual blacks because it literally doesn't emit light. So like on my monitor now, or your TV typically, it is shining light. I don't know how to explain this. Basically, your blacks aren't black because there's actual light coming through it. But with the OLEDs, they're not emitting any light. They emit their own light. There isn't a backlight, so the blacks are actually black. So the contrast is, I guess it would literally be infinity contrast, right? I don't know, but it's so cool. Yeah, I would love. That's crazy. $3,000 for a monitor. That's crazy. That's crazy. God, put it on my wish list too. I want one too. All right, let's. I wrote the time down. Right, 105.4. So, any predictions? Do you guys think that this car is going to run faster? The LED is switched off. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. Really, really cool. Most of the time, there's a backlight shining through the LEDs, and so you never get a true black with anything that's not OLED. It's really cool. Really cool. And they're going to get cooler and cooler, right? Like, this is like the beginning of cool. You know, in our time, you're 60 something, right? So in our time, we're going to literally, and it's crazy because you and I and some other people here, probably Marlon, probably you're about my age, right, Marlon? Yeah. So like, we literally saw the beginning of video games, right? Like saw the first like Ataris, and we saw the first Ataris, Nintendos, you know, those things. Like we lived through the video games, the beginning of video games to now. But like video games in our lifetime are going to be, the difference between reality and video is going to be almost indistinguishable in our lifetime, like really close to it now. Like UE5 is like game changing. Yeah, so you're almost exactly the same age as me, Marlon. That's crazy. We're almost the same exact age. I'll be 39 this year as well, in December. Okay, so anyways, let's get the thing in there. Yeah. So the stuff that they're doing with virtual reality and OLEDs and Unreal Engine 5. When we see Unreal Engine 6 and then virtual reality, the video games and reality, they're not going to be distinguishable. That's my prediction. That's really awesome, Kiwi. I talk about kind of the thing that you told me about, how you were working on that app. I don't know if you ever finished the app for tuning. Did you ever finish that app? I talked about it like 17 times already to the people in my Discord. I'm like, oh yeah, Kiwi works on this thing. I don't know if he's ever finished it, because they've downloaded a bunch of them. They probably, if you did finish, they probably downloaded yours. They have like, we talk about like 3 or 4 different ones that people use. So I don't know if you finished yours or not, but people are using some that are out there for sure. So I like the guys in my Discord. Marlon's in the Discord with us as well. You're welcome to join us, by the way. It's in the thing. I can get you an invite for it if you'd like. Anyways, let's go and do some upgrades. That's really cool. I so need to learn that. I do the Code Academy. I'm like, I have so much. I run a business, small business. So like I do that, and then I stream, and I take this seriously as a business as well. Like I treat this like it's a business. So like I'm already doing so much, and I'm married, and you know how that is. Wives require time. So like I tried to also do Code Academy, but like it's hard to do alone, man. It really is. There's a lot to it, but I try. I mean, I'm interested in it. I tried to teach myself HTML a while back, and I actually did. I used to like, you know, I found out like a string of numbers represents a color, and just like stuff like we're trying to learn myself. DOS. I used to write stuff in DOS, like just commands and stuff like that, trying to figure all this stuff out. QuickTune is not mine, but I used it for a while, but I was not really suited to wheel use. Gotcha. It was not suited to wheel use. Gotcha. Okay, so let's see. We're going to go into custom upgrades, and we're going to throw on the, not the transmission. We're going to go to conversions, and we're going to make it all-wheel drive. And we're all thinking the all-wheel drive is going to be faster. It actually goes up. This is the first time that it's gone up in PI by throwing on the all-wheel drive. Every other time it's gone down. Wow. What? Oh, it's 105 pounds. I thought it gained 5 pounds. Like, how's it gaining 5 pounds? It's 105 pounds. All right, there we go. And the PI went up from 825 to 829. The first time the PI actually went up. So we're betting that it's going to be faster all-wheel drive. I was thinking if there was one car where it wouldn't be, it's this one. But we'll find out. Let's find out. A 1, 2, 3. All right, there we go. New programming is now modular and does not need coding. Yeah, more in connect boxes. Yeah, I understand that. It's kind of been heading that way for a long time. Like I have a background in like CAD and stuff like that, and like we used to have to draw walls. You know, you used to have to draw everything. 3D modeling, you'd have to draw your own 3D blocks and stuff, but now it's just like grab a block and you place the block where you want it. It's completely different, right? But that's a good thing. It's a good thing. If anything ever goes wrong, you need the people that truly know coding. But you know, it opens up like video games and things like that to a different type of artist, right? Because like you could be an artist with coding, right? But that doesn't mean you're necessarily a good storyteller. So if you make the coding more accessible to more people, which it is, then you open the door for people that are good at other things to share their art, which is a good thing. Okay. we're getting deep here today. I love it. All right, did I do everything I need to do? You guys get me chatting. Let's see. Looks like we did everything we need to do. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. I loved CAD. I remember the first time I got into CAD, it was CAD Key. It wasn't even AutoCAD. No, it was DataCAD. It was DataCAD? Was it DataCAD or CAD Key? One of those two. I was doing both at the same time before I ever did. Yeah, that's a great thing. Yes, it's a good thing. Creative Excel, it's a good thing. Yeah, because you don't need. I mean, it's good to have a background in coding, right? I mean, I want one. But it's good that you don't absolutely need one to still make good things. World would be boring if we were all the same. Yeah, that's the truth. Wouldn't it? You know what I was thinking? Some silly ass thought I had the other day. I was just thinking how much money I would save. This is kind of not related, but kind of, maybe not. I was just thinking how much money I'd save if I lived in a nudist colony, because I have to do laundry all the time and it costs so much money to run, and how much smaller your carbon footprint would be if you didn't use the laundry machine, right? You'd have a much smaller carbon footprint. You'd usually lose a lot less electricity if you never had to wash any clothes because you were just lived in a nudist colony. Starting to sound really practical, actually. Ah, damn it, there's no coffee in there. At Marlin, I will need to try some high balance all-wheel drive tuning on Goliath. Marlin and Kiwi, the Goliath battle, that would be fun. And Kiwi, you said you always drive on a wheel too. That's fun. Alright, here we go. So I couldn't tell when we raced this one if it was sunrise or sunset or just dusk. Does it get brighter as we go through it? There's definitely sun shining on those mountains, and we're in the shadow for sure. Maybe it's sunset, maybe it's getting darker. Like I said, they're all set on different ones, but it's been a while since I made them. I think that's almost the exact same number we put up. God, it's... frame rates are dipping in the corners. I mean, it's dipping everywhere, but it only shows up in the corners, because when it's dropping when you're going straight, it doesn't matter. I'm having frame rate drops. It's driving me crazy. Do you have that when you play on your PC? Like, it doesn't happen when I start playing. It's only after an hour or 2 hours. Then I start getting the... They think they call it a memory leaking or something. Doesn't look like my GPU is throttling, but I could check. I could check to see if it's heating up. That wouldn't be hard to do. I don't think it is. I have my headphones on. I guess there's a possibility my fans are going pretty high right now. 105.1 we were in already. So this car was, at least, unless I run faster than a 105.1, this car was the closest stock to all-wheel drive numbers. Every car we drove was S1 though, so maybe that, you know, that might play a role in these results that we're finding here. Possibly in a different class it might be a different result, you know. B class might be completely different. Yeah, back to back one. The only reason, so here's the reason I use controller. I'm too competitive and I don't like losing, so I can't allow myself to use the wheel, which makes me drive slower. The only time that I can allow myself to drive wheel is if I'm racing against everyone else with the wheel. I hate losing to somebody simply because they're using a controller and I'm using a wheel. Just how I am. Nothing I can do about it. I don't like losing. And nobody likes losing, but I don't like losing because it's unfair. I love racing on the wheel. I would love to just race, you know, if we could all just, if everybody was required to use a wheel, I would use it and so be so happy. Now, see, but like F1, you're not at a disadvantage. There is no advantage to using the controller, which is what I don't understand. I just don't understand. Like, why does it work with other games? Why does... It's literally an advantage to use the wheel in F1. You could not compete with me on a controller in F1. Why can you do it in Forza? It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand. They should be able to implement the same thing that F1 uses. Doesn't make any sense. And maybe you guys have some insight into that, and I'll check the chat after. I mean, it looks clearly like, I mean, I have one lap to go, but it looks clearly all-wheel drive was the way to go every single time, which is frustrating. At least in this car, it cost you something. This one cost you 4 PI to go all-wheel drive. In every other car, you actually got a PI advantage by going all-wheel drive. This one cost you something though, so this is fair. Like, the advantage here is slider too. We're going from 105.4 to 105.1, but you paid for it, right? So that's fair. With the other ones, you had a huge advantage. The one was a second faster, and you literally got a discount in PI. That's crazy. This feels fair. Okay, you got an advantage, but you paid for it. The other one's like, you got an advantage, and we give you a discount. Lucky day. Then this thing is consistently nailing 105.1s, right? Like, this thing is consistent. Even with my frames dipping. Yeah, I'm dipping to like, from 80 to like 100, and in the corners, if it would just sit at 80, it would be fine, but changing is annoying. Yeah, you're absolutely right there, Q. I'm 100% with you. It would be a completely different story if we were on sprints, right? I grabbed this track. I just ran a 104.7, by the way. I grabbed this track because this is the track that I'm most familiar with, and I was confident that I could put down consistent lap after lap after lap after lap, and we'd get useful results, right? Like, because if I can't drive the track, then what are we doing anyways, right? But here, I know I can put lap after lap after lap and be consistent. That's why I picked this one. .104.7. Actually gained a huge advantage. 105.4 to 104.7. All right, let's get caught up. The world would be boring if we were all the same. Hard agree. Marlon, I would need to try some high balance all-wheel drive tuning on Goliath. Yes, a wheel. The only way to play a driving game as a controller feels like a passenger. Plus, using a thumb to drive is so weird. It fits into my tuning and driving style. My cars don't drive like normal, and I drive like I'm riding motorcycles, but it's one of my staples when tuning all-wheel drive. Just want it to move like a rear-wheel drive. That is like the holy grail of all-wheel drive tuning. It's like, you can get your all-wheel drive car to turn. That's the holy grail of tuning. I used GPUZ on my second monitor to see what temps do. Interesting. Yeah, I use gosh, I can see it with I think GeForce house. Actually, what I used to do, because I have LED lighting, and I'm gonna do it actually. I changed my LED lighting to go to smart lighting. It'll stay green from 0 to 60. It'll turn yellow from 60 to 90. From 90 to 100, it goes red. So I know if it's yellow, we're getting hot. You know what I mean? Let's see. Yeah, I actually I installed CPUs the other day. I forget why, but I uninstalled it. Sorry for my delayed response. I'm cooking dinner at the moment. Hey, don't worry about it. Experience on the wheel, win or lose is great. That's true. It is a great experience. I remember the first time my buddy Sal 662893, he told me to come by. Said you got a racing wheel, and he said come by, you need to try it. We got to his house and he had 3 monitors set up, and I sat on a chair and he had this speaker underneath it, and he had the stick shift, and it was just so much fun. I immediately went out and bought one right afterwards. So yeah, it's a whole thing. If you guys haven't done it, it is literally such a good experience. And Marlon, you should buy one, buddy. Once you get set up in your new house and you get a couple extra dollars in the pocket, you go and you get yourself a wheel, man. It'd be such a good thing for you, I think. Let's see. Forza Motorsport 8 may be better, but I doubt it. And I think Short Circuit, I don't know. You know, like, I play Gran Turismo 7 because I have a PlayStation also, and it's boring. I don't want to say it's boring, but it's kind of boring. Marlon watched me play some Gran Turismo 7. It can be fun. It's you know what I need? I need friends to race against on Gran Turismo 7. That's the problem I have. All-wheel drive gives you better handling for short circuits, because you know it, like I know Goliath. Exactly. Yeah. So I think that's I guess that's gonna be it. I think today we kind of we got some disappointing results, but we got consistent results. I'm confident to say that in at least S1 racing with these cars, you know, it could change car to car, track to track, but at Horizon Mexico Circuit in S1 with these cars, clear advantage goes to the all-wheel drive. Yeah, I don't know exactly what we was trying to find. The question was, I guess the initial question was this: if you're going to put your all-wheel drive that far towards the back tires, right? If you're going to put your center balance back to 93, why not just use the rear-wheel drive in the first place? Well, I think we found out today that there's an advantage, right? There's an advantage to doing it. You actually do get an advantage, so. Yeah, exactly. It says it proved that we did not want to know as purists. Yeah, I know. Science for the win. Science always wins, the bastard. So it was an interesting show. So that's good. I had fun. I had a great time talking to you guys. It was a lot of fun. So appreciate you guys coming to hang out. Thank you, Kiwi. Thank you, Marlon. Good seeing you, Marlon. Haven't seen you forever. Kiwi, appreciate you coming by. That's like twice recently. Thank you, Kiwi. Good seeing you. Shout out to everybody else. If you guys were lurking or watching the show, appreciate you guys. If you guys are watching the live stream recorded later, shout out to Abraham. Thank you very much for coming by, Abraham. And there was somebody else here. Oh, Sal. Sal came by. Shout out to Sal. Love you, buddy. Let's see. I think that's everybody from the chat, so I think I'm caught up with the chat. So thanks everybody for hanging out. My name is Mike. You can catch me on Twitch, it's still NFAC, and on YouTube at Not Fooling Around Crew. I gotta look over to the left all the time, because if I lean too far forward, it like puts a hole in my head. You see how it's doing to my hand? I don't know how to fix that. The green screen is new to me, but I'm just happy that I have it set up where I can go from here to here without it putting a hole through it like it does my hand. Yeah, like it was doing that to my forehead right here before. I think I need like makeup or something. I don't know. I need like a makeup girl to smack me with powder. Or a makeup person. Anyways, I use it to kill wheel spin around corners where it would spin in a rear-wheel drive vehicle. Yeah, and I know I don't need to tell you this, but just for other people, and you can also do that with differentials and IRVs, and there's other ways to do that, but yeah. And you know that. I know you know that, so. Yeah, it was interesting, because I thought that was a valid question. The question was, if you're going to put the differential that far back, why not just drive a rear-wheel drive? It'll be lighter. Well, actually, with some of them, we found out that with this car, it actually cost us PI, which seemed fair. But some cars, you get a speed advantage, and you get a PI advantage. So there's a huge advantage, right? So, yeah, man, do your own makeup. You're damn right I am. Let me go get my lipstick. All right, guys, see you later. I'm out. Appreciate you guys.